The bank chose the theme of Africa and the new global landscape for really two major reasons. The first is that a whole lot of events are taking place this year that really have a direct impact on, if you want, the fortunes of the continent in the coming few years. One of them is the important conference that's going to take place in Addis Ababa. And the conference is going to be about financing for development. It's going to have a whole lot of actors, including the private sector, all the bilateral organizations, and of course, the big multilateral banks, including our own. And then there will be, after that, the meetings in New York in September, I believe, which will consider the successors, if you want, to the Millennium Development Goals. And those will be called the Sustainable Development Goals. Those are being discussed as we speak. And I think the meeting, the global meeting in New York will then adopt them. And lastly, in December, there's going to be a big conference in Paris to look at climate change and maybe even consider a treaty on climate change. The global landscape is rapidly changing and Africa needs to change. And we think that our meeting, the events around our meeting can consider some of those issues. Our role as a bank is to use our convening power, which is quite substantial on this continent. Because, for example, a whole lot of people will be gathering here. First, the governors. The governors are really the apex, the leaders of the bank. And then we'll have intellectuals coming. We'll have leaders of industry coming. And we'll have, of course, civil society. We'll have the staff of the bank. So there will be a whole lot of things happening and with a lot of people contributing. The future, I think, is great for the bank, but also for Africa. The bank already has the 10-year strategy, which is based on inclusive growth, which all African countries and governments are trying to pursue, but also on transition to green growth. We think these two themes will be very important for the continent as a whole, in fact for the world as a whole, in the coming several decades. We also feel that Africa, which is, as you know, the youngest continent in the world, will enjoy, if the right policies are put in place, what we call a demographic dividend, where Africans, young Africans, will be able to, in large amounts, go out, make incomes, make their families richer, and make the whole of Africa richer, so that we become a competitive and a very viable continent in the next decades.